possession of a map. An uncharted island. A place that was thought to exist only in myth.
King Kong is one of the most iconic names in movie history. The classic shot of him on top of the Empire State Building getting shot at by biplanes is one of the best scenes ever. The movie has been remade a number of times, and about 7 years ago, Peter Jackson, most famous for his Lord of the Rings movies, decided to do one himself. Of course, with every big-budget adventure movie comes a video game, but this one actually is pretty interesting. This is, get ready for this name, Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie for the Xbox 360. So first off, the actors from the movie also do the voice acting in the King Kong game. The story is all about how a movie director played by Jack Black and members of the cast and crew, including your character who's played by Adrian Brody in the film, are on an island to get on-location shots. After discovering tons of dangerous creatures and losing crew members on boats, you're captured by the locals who plan to sacrifice you to the title character. This is the first time you see King Kong in the game, and the suspense and build-up with the ambient sound and music makes this one of the best movie game scenes I can remember. However, it takes almost 45 minutes before you actually get to see King Kong, and everything before just really feels like a build-up to this. You'll just have to be patient. Gameplay in King Kong is from a first-person perspective, but I wouldn't exactly call it an FPS. You do have access to pistols, shotguns, and rifles, but you'll also be using spears and bones to fend off enemies and solve some puzzles. Using your environment to your advantage is really the key here, and it works pretty well, but the shooting isn't as impressive. The game uses a pretty odd control scheme that doesn't give you an aiming reticle, which would be fine, but you can't aim down the sights. Throwing spears is also a little bit hard, but it's really satisfying when you land a hit. Allied AI is not that great as well, although it's not bad enough to frustrate you too much. The one thing that Peter Jackson's King Kong does really well is nailing down the feel of the movie. Even though there's a lot of extra content here to stretch this from a 3-hour movie to a several-hour-long game, it doesn't really feel like filler. You'll always feel like you have a purpose for whatever you're doing, and the game does a good job of varying encounters and environments to keep it from feeling repetitive. It does behave weirdly with damage to your allies, though. I had a section where Jack Black was getting thrown 20 feet through the air by a dinosaur and then just got up like nothing happened, yet other characters die in seconds if you don't get to them on time. This was an extremely early 360 game, but it isn't all that obvious in most areas. The enemies and levels look pretty good, even for something released today, but the only real spot that shows its age are when characters move their mouths. It doesn't even look like the designers tried to make it look like they were talking. It looks more like they're trying to get a piece of Jolly Rancher or something off the back of their teeth. That's a shame, too, because it sort of soils the excellent voice acting done by the cast. King Kong may not be the most popular Kong in video games, but this game is actually not too bad. I don't think I'd recommend buying it, even used, but see if you can borrow it from a friend for the weekend.